What's up everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. 2 videos in 2 days? What is this craziness? Who are you and what have you done with Headshot? Well, Sevagoths released the other day brought with it some new and interesting possibilities with his Helminthing ability, which is Gloom. And that is the topic of today's video. Taking a look at a frame that is simply straight up, well, busted quite frankly, and that is Protea. Now, Protea is not exactly a frame that is new to builds that are crazy strong. Helminthing on Pillage created a shield gating monster. However, this time we're going to be putting on Gloom and turning Protea from a frame that can reverse time to one that can basically stop it completely. Now before we launch into abilities, we need to look at one of the largest reasons why Protea ends up being so strong, and that's her own passive. On the 4th cast of an ability, she gains an additional 100% power strength. Now that means she is fantastically easy to get to the strength requirement we need to hit this 95% slow on Gloom. It also means that it saves us a ton of modding room, as well as avoiding some of the mods that hit other stats that we need for this to work. Her passive really is what makes this build so damn good. Ability wise, we're going to be making the most of Protea's first 3 abilities and then Helminthing off the 4th. So let's do a quick recap of her abilities. First ability, tap to throw out grenades that proc slash, do slash damage to any enemy in them. Pretty simple there. That's very useful for condition overload, but ultimately not really a lot more than that, as it doesn't scale very well at all. That main part of the first ability though is the shield nades that she throws out if she holds the button. While Protea has a shield grenade attached to her, she basically gains Hildren's 3-second shield gate passive, as well as constantly regenerating shields. If her shields get broken, it removes the grenade, but that 3-second shield gate is enough to be able to cast again and just gain a new grenade, as well as refreshing that shield gate, as well as getting an initial burst of shields as well. Second ability, her turrets. They're mostly on here because it was a choice of what to Helminth off, and well, I love her turrets. I hate her for with a passion. The turrets throw a turret in the air, surprisingly enough, does more and more damage for each consecutive shot whilst proccing heat procs on every single shot. Does a surprising amount of damage when used properly, and with enough strength, it is a pretty solid ability. Her 3, I mean that needs no introduction. Dispensary gives health, ammo and energy over time. And then her 4, well, we removed it for Helminthing on Gloom. Look, I'll be honest, much as I know that this is, some people are going to view this as a key feature of Protea, and without it, I mean, what, like, I've definitely seen this on other videos, like, oh, you know, if you remove the key feature, why are you playing that frame? But honestly, I hate the ability. I find it incredibly, well, vomit-inducing and just disorienting as hell. So for me, in a choice between removing her 2 and removing her 4, for the Helminth, quite frankly, it was an incredibly easy choice. The build though is about as rainbow as you can get. It's a bit of everything going on here. The aura is the one genuinely interesting thing though. In the footage you don't actually see me using the aura I'm going to be talking about, but a genuinely brilliant option is Empowered Blades. This pushes the slash proc from slash base heavy attackers through the roof. So if you're not using a weapon like the Colossus, which does have slash procs but also multi-hits and has innate punch through, and basically means you remove your entire shield in one throw of your melee blades, I assume they are. And if you're using something a bit more reasonable, like a pennant, using Empowering Blades is going to take your damage from those slash procs from that weapon to the next level. The damage from them is absolutely ridiculous. For arcanes, there's one that's basically a must-have, and that is Energize. With Dispensary giving you a steady supply of energy, Energize is basically a complete no-brainer here. As for the second one, I'd go personally with either Arcane Fury for heavy attacking weapons like the Pennant that don't scale quite so well with attack speed, or Arcane Strike for those that do scale well with it, like the Colossus you see in the footage. And that makes the most out of the damage increase that Empowered Blades provides. If you're not using your power blades, in terms of the aura, you can always put steel charge in there. There's a whole bunch of things you can really do that sort of tailor around your personal preference. That second arcane slot is one of them, as well as the aura on the frame. So what do I think of Protea and this build? Well, it's incredible. I'll be honest, playing ground missions in Warframe has had me fairly bored recently. Either the builds are infinitely too powerful for the content I'm using them in, or they're just bricks, and I don't care about how I'm playing or what I'm doing when I am playing. I'm caring more about the Netflix show that I'm watching on the other monitor. This Protea build, okay, so I'm only activating Gloom once, but I'm actively using her one for the shield regen, the crazy shield gate that makes her damn near invincible. Genuinely, between the 95% slow from Gloom and the shield from the grenades, it's pretty much down to player error if you die. But I'm not only playing around with the grenades, I'm constantly popping turrets down to kill up to actually a pretty decently high level of enemy. But also the heat procs do help with the armor and steel path, which is a nice debuff on enemies to push my damage higher. That and constantly maintaining my dispensaries, which, I mean, it's not too often, you just drop one every so often, but you've still got to make sure they're there, otherwise you could actually just run out of energy. So that means you have slash procs on demand, shield regen and shield gate from the 1, heat procs and damage on demand from the 2, infinite energy, health and ammo from the 3, 95% slow and lifesteal to you and all your allies in the area of your Gloom. Protea is just an absolutely ridiculous team support frame. She's almost unkillable, and something that I'm gonna make into my steel essence farming frame. I have absolutely no doubt about it. I was having fun again. The hour-long mission flew by, derping around with a weapon that I enjoy without being tied to lifesteal, whilst constantly popping abilities, feeling like I'm being useful and bringing support to my team. Nyx is always going to be my favourite frame, but honestly, I'm going to play this Protea build an enormous amount now. So I hope you enjoyed my look at this Protea build. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and whether you think that you might give this one a go. As always though, thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next video.